Alrighty, we have a new survivor pass in PUBG. This is called Comic Chaos, and this is part of update 29.1. And today, as I record this video, it is April 9th, 2024. This just went live on PC. So we're here to check out what's included in here. Is it worth buying for you guys? Do you like what's available? We'll find out. And of course, I'm Blitz5. Thanks for stopping by the channel, looking through what's going on with PUBG nowadays. So PUBG changed the pass recently. The way this system works, if this looks different, if you haven't played PUBG in a while, that's why. And there's now a $5 option and a $15 option. So technically, you can get all this stuff just for $5 if you play pretty regularly. And we have different tracks here, but really you don't need to worry about that because you can just go through this like a normal survivor pass. But there is a way where you can kind of pick and choose what you want in this new system, which is kind of cool. You don't just have to, you don't get the first thing in line. You actually build up credits and then you can spend those credits where you want. So if you're not going to finish the pass, you can prioritize what you want, which is pretty cool. So one of the first things here that's available is this outfit, hat and mask. I'm not really into this style kind of stuff, but you know, this is PUBG comes out with a lot of these passes now, and there's just so many different types of outfits. I know people always just want more like military stuff, and PUBG just goes the other way. But again, as we said a million times, PUBG is obviously catering to a lot of different markets. PUBG is most popular in Asia, in Korea, so oftentimes they're catering to those markets as well with some of the designs here. And this is less stuff that I think is marketable towards people in the US, and I would guess like in Eastern Europe and UK. But some weapon charms, and then some contraband coupons, and then this emote, which is, people might like this emote. There's it. You put up the sign and it's a level 10, or I mean 10, like 10 out of 10. And then there's a corresponding in track 3, there's a corresponding 0. So like you could have both of those set up, and if someone, you know, if someone tries to kill you, you put up a 0, or like, you know, something like that, or a 10, which is kind of a silly, fun emote. Again, PUBG has a million emotes in the game. They have to think of new things, right? So once you get to level 11, you open up track 2, and then all of this stuff becomes available, and you can pick and choose from here by, you know, leveling up and saving up your credits through the pass. And again, this is only available for 1 month. These first options, which cost 12 credits, usually are the best. Sometimes they have multiple outfits in here. But again, this is not my style, so I'm not really into this. But that is a full-on outfit, which could cost like $5 to $10 on its own. You know, that's kind of the going rate for skins nowadays in video games. Then there's this Carnival Killer Ace. Again, these skins are just not really what I'm into. Helmets, and then some Artisan coins. And yeah, I really don't like what's going on in track 3 here as well, in track 2. And then in track 3, we have this outfit, which is not bad. And then there's this mask, which I know like some people might like. People like to put funny stuff like that on their character. There's a cool buggy here. Part of this this Survivor Pass is comic themed. And then there's also some arcade themes going on with the new progressive skin, which we're going to show after this video as well. After this section, a backpack, the 0 emote, schematic, which is hard to get and worth a lot. And then at the end here, you can get 100 G coin. You can get this without even buying the pass, and then 400 G coin after that for 5 credits. And then if you get to level 31, you get the bonus track, which just comes with some bonus stuff and some extra contraband coupons, which honestly is not that worth it. So for me, this is probably one of my least favorite Survivor Passes, maybe ever, other than like the Pajama Party one. There's just not too many things that I'm interested in here. The buggy is pretty cool. And honestly, that's about it. The buggy, the schematics, the emote, and, you know, getting your G-Coin back. But if you buy the pass for $5 and you get to this point, you get, you know, essentially $5 back and 500 G-Coin. So really, this is a good deal if you play the game a lot and you just like collecting things and looking for something to do. But for like, you know, actual functional use, to me, some of this stuff is just a little bizarre. So before we go to the actual patch notes, let's take a look at the new progressive skin. Let me move my camera. This is the AUG right here. So we have the progressive AUG, and there's obviously now all the guns come with a chroma. Now, not all of them, but yeah, it looks like going forward now, all the recent ones have a different chroma variation. So I'll show you guys what it looks like. Basically, here's the basic, what you're looking for. Here's when it's fully maxed out. This is what you'll be getting at the very end. So this is pinball themed. Got like, looks like a pinball track around here, and the lights going on and the bumpers going on in the back there. And then the chroma makes it purple and blue. And this makes it like a lighter blue. And then this makes it blue and red, the default color. I actually like the default color a little better here. They've also changed the way this is set up, but I'm not going to go through all this, but it makes a little bit more sense now. This fact that they still have inspect weapon is such a rude part of that. It's insane. Here's what it looks like with like a suppressor on it. All of the features are kind of silver, which make it a little bit more bland, but fits the pinball like kind of style. Here's the kill feed skin, which is pretty cool. It says high score on the side. It's not bad. Let's take a look at the different grips that are in front. Again, like everything's kind of just silver. The loot crate is, in my opinion, one of the best actually. This is really, really cool. Whack-a-mole. That the death box skin is really good. And then the scopes again are all silver. So to me, not as exciting. I love when there's like a couple good scope skins that are really unique. And again, at the end. So to me, the best thing here is the death box. But because I don't use the AUG that often, this skin is not going to be for me. So unfortunately, you know, again, a lot of this stuff is just personal preference. But for me, this isn't as exciting as an update content-wise as stuff in the past. Here are some of the other guns that are featured in this box. There's this Battlestat M4, which is okay. This is actually a pretty cool MK. This is really cool, actually. I like this pinball style MK Battlestat tracker. This is almost like comic style sniper. I'm not a big fan of like comic style pop art stuff. That's not my thing in general. Then they have some more like pinball arcade guns. I really like this M16. Kind of looks like an M16 that's already in the game, but I thought that was pretty cool. And then I'm guessing a lot of this other stuff after this is duplicate, unfortunately, in these boxes. But you guys know how that goes if you're familiar with the system. So we are 7 minutes in. That's the Survivor Pass. I don't want to make this video go over 10 minutes. So we're going to quickly go over a little bit of the update. What was normally I would do a full update video, but again, there's just not that much going on in this update. And the biggest part of this update was supposed to be a new feature where on Rondo, the environment was destructible, and how they balanced this was it's only destructible like 1.3 meters down. So enough for you to kind of like crouch, but almost still be seen, but you could lay down and cover, and you could literally make full on trenches. I mean, the video is insane. It's not like, I didn't know how far they would actually take it, but they took it far. Let's take a look. I mean, check out, you could full on make a trench on the Battlegrounds. So this is cool. All the obvious things here that I don't even need to say, like from a cover perspective, but then it makes me laugh. Like, what do, you know, gamers always take things to another level and are super creative. Like, are people going to make their own racetrack on Rondo? Would it mess up the cars going around? Like, you know, what else could be done with this? And they also brought in all these interesting things that technically when you do this by a wall, like they almost made it sound like you could go under a wall, or it potentially like dig under a wall and then crawl underneath it, because they're very vague. It said that if you actually destroy terrain near a wall, that the terrain behind the wall would also be destroyed. So there was all these things I wanted to test, but then this morning, as the update went live, they had to remove this feature because of different related bugs. So right now, this is no longer available in the game. So part of that is there's a new pickaxe. So this is a new melee weapon that can help you create those holes or trenches. And then on top of that, any basically thing that causes an explosion, including cars exploding, would affect this and make a hole as well. So that's pretty cool. Car explodes, there's like a little divot in the ground. And I think that's a great addition. It might be overpowered, it might be broken, but it's a great way to test it on Rondo, which PUBG has been doing lately. That's how they test new features, is by, you know, putting them on like a single map like that, which I think is pretty cool. And then on top of that, the EMP zone is just getting nerfed into oblivion. It's basically pointless. I don't know why they're doing that like that. And then the cover flare, which is only on Rondo, is being nerfed as well from 3 to 2, and they're making it a little bit smaller. And all this other stuff, I feel like it's honestly not worth mentioning. A few changes to the terrain. They're adding a bridge on Rondo, just one bridge though, when the map could probably use a few more. And then a lot of people were getting hyped about the Scar and AKM buffs, but they came in really, really small. But to me, you know, what would you expect? Those guns, PUBG came out, if you're not aware, and said that these guns are for beginners. That's how they classify them, because they are easier guns to use overall, but don't compete with the top guns, even though I use the AKM on like a daily basis when I play. But so the Scar is getting just a little bit of an increase in rate of fire. And then this is such a small nerf. I mean, buff improvement of recoil. They said it's just to balance out the additional speed. So basically they're just trying to keep the recoil the same by speeding it up. So that will make it a little bit better. And then the AKM damage just one up. But to me, these are appropriate changes because you don't want to just add like 1 million damage to this thing. And then now the AK is the best gun and everyone's using that. So to me, this is way more appropriate. And then they said they were nerfing the Panzerfaust in the video, but really not a major nerf here. There's just an animation to equip it now. So we'll have to see how long it shows to do that. But I don't think that will be a major nerf. To me, a nerf would be like a nerf to damage or accuracy or something like that, because really the power of the Panzerfaust, as we all know, is like taking out a whole vehicle, a birdum, stuff like that. So those are the major things. And we're going to take a look at the Ducati in a separate video after that. And then the last thing here is that these are the new Artisan crafting outfits, which are available in PUBG, which now this picture is huge. I can't even see it, which I thought this one on the right was pretty cool. I have yet to get any of these Artisan craftings in game, but I actually like both of these. I think both of these are pretty sweet. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Not the best way to start off after a 2024 roadmap, but you know, PUBG has updates every single month, and not everyone is gonna be, you know, they can't just be filled with 1 million things of content. And the terrain update is a pretty big one. So to me, I completely understand there's going to be some bugs and stuff, and I believe that PUBG will have it fixed pretty soon. So I'm optimistic about that, and we'll have to see how the rest of the year goes for PUBG. As always, I'll see you guys on the Battlegrounds on YouTube or potentially on Twitch at twitch.tv/Blitz5 and friends. As always, thank you all for watching. I'm Blitz5, and peace out.